We are officially recording. All right, let me do the introduction and then we'll bring in Cosmic Serpent and Rogue Titan. Sexual magic and transformation. This quick intro is coming from Adamu, Luciferian Tantra and Sex Magic by Michael W. Ford. Sexual magic and transformation. The preparations for sexual magic are as systematic as any other working. Take note that discipline and self-imposed isolation is essential for initiation before working with another. While your actual work may be very loose and hermetic, the preparation should be disciplined. Firstly, know what your goal is, the very aim of your working. Don't just freestyle it. Have a purpose before you undertake the work of sex magic. Will you seek orgasm, or you'll use the method of charisma, being excitement, bringing yourself to excitement or the brink of an orgasm, and then focusing on that energy on your goal, then allowing a mental release rather than a physical orgasm? Or second, when practicing the right, allow your mind to stay focused on the goal, not the pleasure itself. Or third, focused on the pleasure and the goal at hand. If it is a solitary working, keep your thoughts focused on the object or goal. Although Luciferian witchcraft and sorcery holds many ciphers and symbols, in the circle it is merely you and the gods, goddesses, and demons which you have given power to, and nothing else. One who seeks to explore the primal hungers and spiritual evolution of the path of the sexual demon, control is demanded in the highest degree of practice. You will wish to meditate and learn control of your body and your thoughts. This can be a daunting task, but through the willed focus of magic shall this come to be. Tantra must be used as a tool to balance or bring harmonious integration of the spiritual and physical into a coming into being with the Luciferic initiatory guide. This is a spiritual connection with Sith, Set, and the awakened god of chaos and the most powerful of Egyptian gods. The union of Lilith within the body is that she is the lifeblood which initiates that spark of becoming. The female is completely active and powerful unto herself. Lilith is the motion and movement which brings forth the strength of Samael. She draws out the seed of Samael, Ahriman, to create Cain, the body of the adept. The union of Samael, Ahriman, is contemplative and passive unto Lilith, as Lilith is the energizer of life or motivation and desire. Thought, or the Aquaman, the sinister mind, is the level of Ahriman, or Lucifer, the isolate mind. Here you will find what some have hoped not to find, self-empowerment through sexual congress. Some of these involve man to man, woman to woman, or male to female. In the rituals of the sun and the moon, 2 men may participate, 2 women may participate in the lunar side, and 1 solar masculine and 1 lunar feminine. Do not hide your sexuality away. Be what you are and let no one tell you what is wrong. The motto of the left-hand path of sexual magic is a challenge which moves beyond the constraints of sociological limitation. It is a taboo without psychological degradation. Self-motivational empowerment through becoming as a god or goddess to discover your weaknesses and strengths. The god forms of sexual magic within the witch's Sabbath or Luciferian path is best described through Lilith, Lucifer, Ahriman, and Cain. Lilith represents the black or earth-bound control manipulation of the world around you in accordance to the will of the practitioner. Lilith is the patron mother of beasts, demons, and the night side of nature. Lucifer is the bringer of light and wisdom, the solar side of Ahriman. Cain represents the son of Samael, the devil and Lilith, whom is known in many Luciferian circles as Baphomet. Cain represents initiation in the process of the great work itself, be it within a sexual magic format or not. Now, I'd like to bring in the cosmic serpent, and I would like to focus first and foremost, as we go further into part 2 of Sex Magic on the Left-Hand Path. What are the preparations for females before the act of sex magic takes place? That is my question to the cosmic serpent.
Yeah. Well, oh, go ahead. Oh, you said take it away. I thought you said wait.
Take it away.
I thought you said wait. Oh, yeah. Well, absolutely. Yeah. So just to kind of answer that question, I've watched part 1 and you guys, laid out such a good framework for everyone to kind of understand where you're coming from with directing the energy, not necessarily doing this for material gain, for money or whatever the right-hand path kind of puts out there. If we're talking about preparation for females, I mean, there's so much that needs to be talked about in that arena. Cultivating your sexual energy and preparation, both mentally and physically, are going to be key in making your sex magic practice or your session successful. Tending to your personal energy in both males and for females, prior to engaging in the sexual act is key. So we talked about the more advanced practices. The guys laid that down last week. And I wanted to lay some groundwork for females and just, go into some of the things that I found that were effective. So breathing, visualization, overall mental and physical health are like at the bottom floor of what you want to focus on prior to entering an act that you are engaging in with another person. So, it's purposely transformative in nature. So not saying that you have to be a perfect shining being before you start to engage in these practices. But the practice of sex magic should never, in my opinion, be a starting point for those who haven't at least begin to tap into things like their repression, trauma, illnesses that might lie within the body, just being aware of things like that prior to going into something that's specifically meant to be a melding of energies to create illumination to the higher self and a third entity that you're actually, creating together. At some point, you're going to meld, and that person is going to be affected by the things that you have going on that you haven't really, dealt with. So the joining of two energies in the sexual act allows a high level of completion. So the energy housed within either of these individuals will be transferred at some point. Like I said, that's when taking responsibility for the energy that you're passing comes in. So both men and women should ensure that prior to choosing a partner for a practice that a discussion is had or some digging is done, have a conversation, sit down, ensure that this person will meet your standard, hygiene, mental stability, energetic vibration. So I think visualization is one thing that I wanted to talk about with this, and this is my opinion, having to do with having a successful session and being a female, coming from my view. Strengthening the mind to be able to visualize not only the goal or outcome, if that is the intention, but the flow of energy itself. So what I would suggest is, if you're struggling with visualization during the act, or if you're not focused, if the physical act has taken you out of your mind, then there are practices that you can do. You can practice visualization while you are doing your solo sessions, while you're masturbating. You know, just because you're stimulating in those erotic zones, you don't necessarily have to lose focus of what your intent is and your goals are. You know, practice holding a thought in your mind for as long as you can uninterrupted. We all have to have an active visualization practice in order to excel on this path, but especially during the act of sex magic. So if you strengthen that form of sight, the energy is just going to follow. So we allow energy to flow in and out of our partners. And during our solo sessions, we want to use that as well. So if it helps you in the beginning when you're practicing, and this is for females and males as well, you know, view it as a visual thing. See the energy leaving your body. You know, see it as tangible, or whatever suits you. If you want to see it as a light, if you want to just visualize, however it's comfortable for you. When you get with a partner, it's going to be that much more intense. If I couple my sexual energy flow throughout my body with a visual, it definitely intensifies it for me personally. So you can visualize while practicing your Kegels. We'll talk about those, your deer exercises. We'll talk about those. The blockages being dispersed, and see the sexual energy circulating. Energize it, glow, glitter, whatever you want, just to make it stronger in your mind, and let it find places in the body that you might need. So if you're doing the practice of active visualization, when the energy starts to follow you, you will have an easier access to the way that feels, if that's something that's new for you. So every time you do this, you're strengthening the aspect of the entire chakra system, you know, seeing the energy come up from where your erogenous zones are, traveling up the body, and then being met at the crown. You know, so every time you're doing this, you're assisting your crown to open for receptivity. So when you get with a partner, you can visualize that flow leaving and entering theirs, and then it comes a lot easier. So if you want to talk about that, another thing, mental stability. I just wanted to talk about mental stability before you engage in a practice like this. So sex magic on the left-hand path, we're basically seeking to break boundaries within ourselves, utilizing this practice. So the structure of your structure of sexual morality, if it's repressed, it's going to be questioned, and it's going to begin to be leveled by the sheer act of performing sex magic on the left-hand path to gain enlightenment to the God self. So everything that you have that is something that you've held on to for a while regarding your thoughts on sex, the views on sex, the things that you've been taught, or the things that you are trying to adhere to be accepted by whoever, all of that is going to get challenged when you start this intentional practice. So, you know, however, performing sex magic, and that's when I'm talking about mental stability, it's not going to be a quick fix or a band-aid for pacifying trauma, guilt surrounding sex, or experiencing pleasure, extreme prudeness, or masculine or feminine toxicity, which cause you to condemn another person for their sexual choices. Extreme sexual acts that are non-consensual, harmful, or disrespectful, or like basically against the law is what I'm saying. Engaging in shaming or in any format. So when you come into this and you are practicing these rites, if your social structure that's tied to it is to judge another person or to judge yourself heavily for your sexual appetites, this is not the path for you, because this is something that's an intentional progress towards enlightenment through a flesh rite, through bringing your intention into the physical and solidifying that in the mind. So it's really important that you explore that before you get into it with a partner. Although this practice can help in these areas, be aware of where you stand, and you set up your practice to work through your issues. So if we are in a partnership and I say we're going to do this practice and I have an extreme fear of what? Oral sex. I know that I say that and it sounds funny, but you know, I have so many girlfriends and people that I've talked to that have never performed it or don't feel comfortable with it, or, you know, will completely shun the idea of performing that, and or having it performed on themselves. That's something that you guys can have a discussion about, set up the framework for, and work through in this purposeful right. So, ladies, you know, traumatic experiences, sexual hang up, and distorted views of our body, either imposed upon or created by ourselves, they do nothing but promote anxiety, stress, and they stagnate the flow of sexual energy, and it breeds illnesses within our yonis and our womb spaces. So it's very, very difficult also for me personally to be able to achieve high levels of orgasm, not just an orgasm where you're releasing vaginal fluid, a release of pressure in that area that is coupled by vaginal fluid, full, actual true orgasm. If I'm full of anxiety, if I'm full of stress, if that's the case, it's a difficult reach. So these factors can also affect the intensity, like I said, or the ability to reach that true orgasmic state. So during sex, and like I said, I just talked about it, but for me, releasing pressure from that area, coupled with vaginal fluid, and coming into a full body orgasm that actually allows you to feel it in every part, is they're two totally different things. So when you're on the path of being able to reach enlightenment through the sexual energy that you are cultivating, you have to realize that there's a difference. And especially on the left-hand path, releasing pressure is basically something that you don't need a partner for. You don't, if your partner comes in and that's all you're doing, it's not really going to be as effective, in my experience, in my opinion. So there are levels to orgasm. And as you open more and more sexually through healing and breaking those boundaries within your mind, by doing the work and practicing with a knowledgeable partner, or either educating yourself to go forward, you can begin to achieve higher and higher levels of orgasmic bliss, because that's the goal. The bliss is where the magic happens. So, you know, where you're in that kind of a trance state, uh, right in that spot, that's where we want to insert our intention, and we want to be able to hold that as long as possible. So stress, anxiety, all of that, gotta go. There's a book that I wanted to talk about. I actually left it downstairs and I'm not going to get it, but most of the ladies on here have probably read it. It is called Healing an Angry Vagina, and it's by Queen Afua. So that book has breathing practices, their yogic poses, their mantra there that you can work completely outside of practicing sex magic, outside of a partner, just to get yourself to a state where you can experience orgasms, multi-orgasmic sessions, and be able to hold that blissful state for longer. So that's a great book too. And I see someone said, "Can I type the name of it?" I will. I'll do that. So yeah, that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about. Um, Men are actually charged with the same aspect, you know, doing the healing work. Healing for guys is the new sexy. I saw that meme. Somebody sent me that meme, you know, and if you are working through your trauma as well, and you're attempting to enter a sex magic act and you're raising energy and you're not relaxed, I know a lot of times it's hard for guys too, because there's so much pressure on them during the sex act. You know, they want to perform, they want to be better than the last person you had, or what have you, you know. So relaxation, because you're doing this for magical purposes, you're doing this for the purpose of illumination, you can just go have sex anytime. But if you're doing this intentionally, you have to be in a relaxed state. So clearing your mind, seeking that that connectivity is key. So another part, I won't really go too much into diet and, you know, exercise. Just a healthy way of living, whatever works for you, whatever you feel like is your standard of health that keeps you rejuvenated, feeling energized, clean. You know, if you don't have to be vegan or vegetarian, that's just, people use that as a badge to say, oh, I'm more spiritual than you. So I know some of the most interesting, most intelligent people that I know that are occultists and black adepts that will make a steak right now if we want one. So, you know, living foods and plenty of water support the flow of energy, and they strengthen the body for for vitality. So vitality is what we're kind of like going for. Um, for females, breath work, breathing should definitely be a focus in your practice. Deep breathing and taking time to observe your breath like daily. So not that shallow breathing, not the anxiety built up, stress, shallow breathing. We have to understand why we're doing this. Why are we seeking to dig and keep the adverse, changing the way that we've always done things purposely? It's for mental transformation. So you have to change the buildup that goes to it to be able to, you know, rewire your mind in that aspect, to be able to accept whatever comes after the sexual act. You know, that's when the true illumination comes. So it deepens your connection. You want to definitely take time to make sure that you're breathing. Uh, Brother Noon has a video on here, and I know that you guys have seen it, about the breath of fire, and it's definitely one of my favorite practices. It's basically a rapid breath that will push through energy blockages as a force, and it's and I won't do it now, but you know, it's a you can look it up. But and he has, like I said, a video on it. But the breath of fire is good to perform prior to engaging in a sex magic act, because you have tuned into yourself, found out where the blockages are in your body, and then work through them with breath as the tool. So one of my favorite practices, and I really, really wanted to talk about this one. If you're having trouble feeling that orgasmic current, if you're having trouble feeling your sexual energy, being able to translate that into different arenas and to move it up the move it northward, to move it up the current. There's a practice called yoni breathing, and it's something that I feel like every woman should do every morning, regardless. You know, you don't even have to get out of the bed to do it. So it's a practice that deepens the connection to your erotic zones and to your womb space. So it's basically like a rhythmic breathing practice that you synchronize with a contraction. And you know what I mean by a contraction. If everybody, all the ladies on here do their Kegels. I know you guys do. So, you know, a contraction is when you're squeezing that muscle, but you want to couple that with a breath. So you want to do it slowly, as it's an intentional practice to assist in feeling the way that this will feel while you're with a partner, because certain positions and then certain practices in sex magic will require us to tighten around the man as he's entering or as he's entered. So this will assist with that greatly. If you have trouble doing that, try your yoni breathing. I'm telling you, it really does a great job. So, you know, feeling that energy, being able to circulate your orgasmic flow. So what you want to do is you want to sit up straight, and you want to take in a really deep breath that extends all the way down to your yoni space. So while you're breathing in, you want to envision the organs that you have in your body. You want to envision your skin. You want to envision your hair. You want to envision this beautiful light while you're breathing in. And I know I'm talking about light, but you guys understand why. It's for rejuvenation. So while you're breathing in, you want to experience vitality. You want to see your face and your womb and your heart space and everything glowing. You want to see everything look healed while you're breathing in. And while you breathe in, when you hold it, you couple that with a contraction. So the contraction can be held for as long as your in breath or your held breath can be held. And then as you breathe out, see that air travel upward. It is definitely something that's different. So this will assist as well, because I know usually when they say the out breath, it travels down, but we're bringing it up. So you want to breathe out, see that come up, and you can audibly let that breath out if you want. And I just do a really loud sigh. So when you do that, you're basically circulating the energy that you've cultivated. If you've had a solo session before, that's always a good thing to do before yoni breathing. You know, if you want to get yourself warm, you know, in any way that you want, you can use your hand, you can use whatever you want to stimulate yourself. But if you warm yourself before you do that, this will intensify this practice. So when you're inhaling, you know, we're just moving prana, basically. We're moving it. The Kegels we talked about. There's really an practice that one of the sisters on YouTube has talked about, and you know, it's repeating mantra with you. There's always going to be a prescription of how many you should do a day, whatever is comfortable for you. Start with 50, move your way up to 100. Do it while you're at the stoplight, while you're at your desk. So, you know, but if you want to couple that with a mental mantra and an audible mantra, you can do that as well. But this is all in preparation for the sex magic act. Because if you get in there and you're with this partner, and this partner, especially if he's prepared or if she's prepared or if they're prepared, you know, and you come in with all of this energy, then you're just not going to get the best out of it. And there's no reason for you to do it. You might as well just be having regular sex. So, you know, that's really, really important too. There's a definitely an important tool. I know the ladies on here know all about yoni eggs, so I don't have to go into that, but you know, yoni eggs are definitely something that I love to use because if you don't know what a yoni egg is, it's a crystal sphere that is perfect size. You know, you get the size that's best for you, but it's inserted into the vagina. Some have a string that you can pull out, but the usage of the yoni egg actually translates very well into sex magic on the left-hand path, because when it's released, it's going to come out when it's ready. So you do have to release control sometimes when you're doing this. Some women can use Kegels to move it down and get it out. But if you want to allow that sense of release and being able to just kind of give yourself over to something, using a yoni egg as a practice is a great tool. So it heals the pelvic floor. So there's a couple other techniques. I mean, Brother Noon and Brother Rogue Titan have gone into some of the techniques for guys, but I mean, one of the ones that I've always prescribed is the perennial stimulation. So you have to become aware of the power of that zone, and I don't have to go into depth with that because Brother Noon has really touched on that, and you know, holding that dear to you, because it is definitely transformative. So there's so many others, but you know, that's my take on preparation, physical, mental strengthening.
All right. Appreciate that very much.
Well said.
All right. Brother Rogue Titan, would you like to elaborate on what men need to do to prepare for sex magic?
Yes. Well said, Cosmic Serpent. Lilith, by the way.
Excellent, Lilith. Excellent.
You know what I'm saying? My approach is I'm gonna keep it real simple, man. And it's really, you know, it comes down to being focused and having an intention behind any sexual encounter that you have with a man or whatever, you know what I'm saying, man, a woman, whatever that you're doing. And knowing that with the intent and thought going into it, what's gonna, you know what I'm saying, what's the end result of it? You know what I mean? What's the end result of your magical practice and engaging in sexual magic with that woman? You see what I'm saying? Have a goal and take responsibility for that goal. Understanding the sexual energy that we have, and a lot of men, you know what I'm saying, become sexually addicted. All those emotions and all those feelings in association with sex are gonna have to be coupled. Are gonna have to be controlled, put into a constructive use when engaging in sex magic. And with the focus and intention and the feeling behind that, is going to intensify the physical interaction between you two. You know what I'm saying? It's going to build even more momentum and intensity when you do have an orgasm. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like Lilith was talking about, having the visualization. You know what I'm saying? So, like for me, I don't know if anybody ever heard of this. I like to come up with my own creative ways to stimulate myself sexually, other than like reading books that get regurgitated over and over again. So like when before I have sex with my wife or whatever, that night or whatever, when I see the color orange, that stimulates me sexually. That stimulates my sacral chakra. So when I see the color orange, I visualize absorbing that color spectrum into my, my chakra system. And I try to store it, to harness it. You see what I'm saying? So anytime I see the color orange, drink orange juice. I'm taking that energy and I'm storing it within my sacral chakra. You see what I'm saying? I see something on TV. If I'm reading a comic book, if I'm watching, I might be watching One Punch Man. I see his uniform or whatever, and I might just, I'm taking that energy in. But the more time that you put focus on whatever that color spectrum is, you will start seeing your reality collapse that color spectrum within your reality for you to absorb that energy. You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, when I'm storing that energy, I'm storing energy within my root chakra as well, because I want to transfer that sexual energy that I'm harnessing, and I want to root it into my reality and to, bring about the magical intention that I set forth when I have, when I choose to have sex with my wife or whatever. Also, when I'm, if I'm at work or if I'm out in the public going to Walmart or whatever, I use when I'm walking, I have a certain walk, if I'm around women, it's going to be amplified. It's going to be weaponized to get their attention. So the sexual energy or that I might generate into a woman, them seeing me with my locks flowing, whatever, it's a form of sex magic. It's a form of me absorbing their attention and putting it into my sacral chakra for me to go blow my wife back out when I get home later that night. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm walking, you see what I'm saying? When I'm walking, it's a form of like, me moving, I look at myself as a penis, and I'm moving in the environment I'm in. That's the vagina. You see what I'm saying? The more walk, the more intensity I put behind, my walk, virtualizing my human existence, the more intensity and momentum is going to be placed within the orgasm that I had later that night. But it's all about maintaining the focus, though. Maintaining that focus, because like I was saying earlier, a lot of men, well, just men, I don't want to speak for everybody, but, it's easy for us to become addicted, I believe, easier to sex than women. I don't know the scientific data on that shit. Don't ask me that shit. But it seems that we get, when we have sex, it's more physical. You know what I mean? Now, you can take that and use that as a challenge that most 9 out of 10 motherfuckers look at sex just physical. They just want to get their nut off, and they just want to be done. I give them a fuck about what the woman's feeling. Where I look at that shit, I take the challenge and the competitive nature that I had in basketball, and I put that shit in everything, including sex. So, if, most people thinking like that, you got to look at yourself as a performer. You see what I'm saying? You go on and you about to have sex or whatever, you got to show and prove. You know what I mean? You don't want to embarrass yourself. You got numbers to put up. You know what I mean? You got a quota to uphold. So why not take that shit serious? Why not take every stroke you give your wife or whatever and put magic and put intention behind it? You see what I'm saying? And like I said, when you're done with that session that you in, feel good. But before that, you got to show and prove. You got to put intensity behind it. You got to put focus. You got to put intention behind it. And it's all like Cosmic Circle, where like Lilith was saying, having a visualization, setting that goal, and seeing it play out as you go along the journey and having and engaging sexually. But make that encounter much more powerful. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about maintaining that focus, being creative. You know what I mean? Reading these books, writing out a framework for you to, for you to follow whatever, but you ain't got to follow exactly what it is, but make it suitable for your own personality, your own lifestyle makeup, or whatever the situation that you find yourself in, to make it more applicable for you. Make it practical. Keep at it. This shit's serious. You see what I'm saying? There's so much you can put into it, but the more intensity you put in your your magical practice, the more focus you have in it and setting these goals and writing them out, the more you're gonna get out of it. You see what I'm saying? But it's all about being, proper mindset, physical, your exercise got to be up, eating habits, try to maintain those, if you about to have sex, you don't want to eat a bunch of ice cream and shit like that that's going to give you, gas. Most niggas is like me, I'm lactose intolerant, so I stay away from all that type of shit, you know what I'm saying? So drinking plenty of water and, maintaining that, the intention behind, having that sexual engagement, take it serious. Take this shit serious. And know that it's an energy exchange, and you don't embarrass yourself, man. Make sure your woman, your wife or whatever, that she's gonna be satisfied at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? She don't have to know, she don't even have to know what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? But if she's able to understand a lot of the things that we're talking about tonight, that's gonna make it even better. You know what I mean? A lot of, like, for me, example, I have sigils everywhere. So if I'm, you know what I'm saying, if I'm having one of my solo sessions and whatnot, you know what I mean? What I recommend, fellas, don't be looking at all this fucking porn. You don't want to have all them damn images and scenes in your head when you engage in this sex magic. It's going to fuck you up. Don't do it. My personal opinion. More so, draw out a sigil, you know what I'm saying? And if you having a solo session, bro, and you know what I'm saying, you doing your thing, stare at one of your sigils and get, you know what I'm saying, charge up sexually or whatever, and use that orgasm that you about to bring out as, you know what I'm saying, you firing off that sigil, you making that, you collapsing the intention and the, you know what I'm saying, thought form that you put in this sigil into reality. You see what I'm saying? By looking at a damn symbol. You know what I mean? Challenge yourself. Most motherfuckers like, damn, I ain't got no titties to look at, I ain't got no ass. You got to be creative. You got to use your imagination. You know what I mean? You a magician. You got to use your motherfucking imagination. And that's another thing, the mindset. Like, my mindset is I'm God. So if I'm performing, I'm going to perform. You know what I mean? I don't think like a human, think like a normal nigga think. You know what I'm saying? My whole mindset is that, you know what I'm saying, everything that I do, everything that I say got to be solid. My word is bond. So I choose my words wisely. I choose my intentions wisely. I choose my thoughts wisely. So if I'm putting all my intention behind that, if I'm speaking this shit about what I am as being God, I got to show and prove that shit in everything that I do, especially sex magic. You see what I'm saying? I can't be fucking around with this shit. So understand great power comes great responsibility. But like I said, don't become addicted to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Experiment with it. See what's comfortable for you. See what's comfortable for you and the girl that you with or the dude that you with, and work on it from that. Don't, you know what I'm saying, any type of, you know, make sure you're doing shadow work. I almost forgot. Make sure you're constantly doing your shadow work. Bring it through any form of limitations that you have, any rogue ass thought forms, no pun intended, that may flood your subconscious mind. You better be going to work on that shit I'm talking about with aggression, to find out where it is, what blockage you got, what you know what I'm saying, what anxiety or hang up you got emotionally. You better clear that shit. You see what I'm saying? Because like Lilith was talking about, that you're gonna transfer that energy to your woman or to your dude that you with, and they may pick that up. They may not pick it up exactly what it is that you have, the issue that you have, but it may manifest within their consciousness. They may collapse that within their reality as being like all of a sudden just, you know what I'm saying, being addicted to sex, or, you know what I'm saying, being social anxiety or whatever it may be. Make sure you're doing your shadow work, clearing any energy blockages that you have, any hang-ups that you have here. You know what I mean? That's a show we always got to do. You know what I'm saying? Shadow work constantly. Constant shadow work. That shit don't stop. That shit don't stop just because you did a ritual 2 months ago and you feel like you top shit and you got some results from some of the magical intentions or the manifestation that you got, and it's over with. It's never over with. It's always shit that we got to work through. It's always things that we should be using to challenge yourself to try to find things for you to work on. You see what I'm saying? So if I ever get a moment where I feel like I'm the top shit and I can't be beat, you know what I'm saying, I'm all good, I know that's a motherfucking lie. But I know there ain't no such thing as perfection down here. It's always striving to perform yourself and to better yourself every day. So I know that's a good time for me to start, you know what I'm saying, doing some work or creating a goddamn circumstance for me to, a challenge for me to work through, just as, you know what I'm saying, just to have something to challenge. It's all about creating that tension to build and grow and to evolve, you know what I mean? And using that shit, accompany that with sex, I'm telling you. And understand that sex is, weaponize your sex, weaponize your sexual encounters, like straight up. Like, just think about that. You a weapon, you a walking nuclear bomb with energy. You see what I'm saying? Especially women, I want to say that too. Respect your yoni. Don't be just giving that shit up to these random ass niggas out here that's just, you know what I'm saying, that's spitting that game, whatever. I mean, I'm serious. Just think about how powerful you are just as a physical entity on this planet that bring forth life to this realm that we in. You bring spiritual spirits into physical form, and you giving birth. Understand understand the power that holds, and understand the responsibility that you should have, just as a woman, period, but especially as a black adept on this shit, as a goddess. Understand that shit. Your shit is not to be taken for granted. Your shit is not to be just given out. I don't give a fuck how good that nigga dick is. Understand how powerful your energy is. You know what I'm saying? Just can't be giving that shit out. Weaponize it. Use it. You see what I'm saying? And watch the results. You know what I mean? That's really all I got on that shit. But maintaining your intention and knowing you as a man, understand that every time you want to fucking engage in sexual encounter, any form should be to perform, to be to put up numbers. Like Michael Jordan, he going out there, he trying to put up 50, 60 points on niggas. You know what I mean? He averaged 30 points a game. Had a mindset that you going out, I'm performing. You know what I mean? I'm about to put up numbers. I'm about to get my magical result. See it play out. And then you just carry out the journey of you doing the sexual encounter, and your shit, you can't lose. You know what I mean? You can't lose with the unbeatable mindset of feeling the effects of that manifestation already come into existence before you even engage sexually, and you just carry out the journey and watch what happens, watch the results you get. I rest my case, and I don't got nothing else to say on that shit.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this one's for Cosmic Serpent again. Since it's been proven through some clinical studies that a high rate of women have not achieved orgasm, do you have any suggestions for a woman or any woman that will listen to this or are listening presently on how to help them achieve orgasm?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. You know, it's definitely true. There's so many aspects of us that we do have to explore, because an orgasm is, for some, the goal during sex, but those people are those that have either had one happen spontaneously during a solo session, or have actively sought it, or, you know, have read about it, or maybe watch porn or whatever that will teach you about it. But if you come from a place of repression, if your sexual appetites and your sexual prowess basically has been repressed, either by your caretakers or the society that you grew up in, your religion, you know, it's not just a physical thing. If you're not in a calm, open place mentally, you may have difficulty achieving that if that's something that you've never done. And I think that that's really important when we talk about sex on the left-hand path, specifically because the goal is to seek the adverse, is to break those boundaries that you've set up within yourself, to be able to transform mentally, you know, to be able to tap into, you know, the current basically within you. And if something like coming to terms with speaking about that to your partner who has never helped you to achieve that, or being able to do some research on it to see what could possibly get you there, if that, you know, makes you uncomfortable, then it's something that you gotta, you know, push through. So we're actively seeking the blockages and the hangups in ourselves to be able to transform. So getting out of your normal levels of comfort, doing what you think that you thought that you would never do. Ways to achieve orgasm are always going to be, you know, just specified towards the actual woman. But, you know, there's a few things that I've experienced and have been able to, you know, prescribe for people, you know, self-stimulation, self-pleasure, you're comfortable. If you've never achieved an orgasm, the first thing you have to do is make yourself as comfortable as possible. And I don't know if that means if you're in your bathtub, or if you're in your house and there's no one else there, you know, or if you just are, you know, in a place where you feel like this is something that you want to try. If you get experimental, making yourself comfortable is the number one thing, because if we're clenched, if we're tight, if we're full of anxiety, if we're full of stress, if we're full of just pent up things, you're not going to be able to achieve it if that's never been something that you've done. So, you know, just being able to releasing other things in your life also translate into this as well. So if you are a control freak, if you are a person that really has to have your hand on everything, and you don't let, you know, your manifestations come to light, you don't trust your process, You don't lean to your left-hand path occult, your left-hand path, your practice as your, kind of remedy for things, then that's also an aspect, just like my brother was talking about, shadow work. Maybe that's something that you need to do prior, but, getting yourself comfortable, stimulating yourself in a way that you feel pleasure from. It does not necessarily have to be rubbing your vagina. It doesn't. It could be stimulating your breast. It could be stimulating your arms. It could be stimulating your hip centers. It could be moving, within, just kind of feeling the way that it feels when you do get those inklings of pleasure and trying to intensify that mentally. So how does it feel when you feel like you've almost gotten there? Oh, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Use that, hold that in your mind and try to push yourself further. One thing that helps a lot of the women that are actually in a class I used to be in, we actually branched off and started talking about this, and it was like, oh my gosh, like this is really something that's happening. Movement. So moving your hips, moving your, your lower levels. Belly dance is amazing. Belly dance is a very sensual type of a movement. It's actually connected deeply to us as women, as that was something that, was performed as a rite for the preparation of sexual practice. So belly dance is actually something that you could look into. Whatever turns you on, whatever makes you feel as beautiful and connected and sexual as possible is something that you might have to do, to be able to get your mind into the place where your body is released enough. Yoni breathing we talked about, but also, releasing, being able to not have the muscle that is in the vaginal wall to be tight and clenched on its own all the time. You have to release and enjoying your sexual flow, enjoying the way that something might spark you and turn you on, and enjoy the way that feels as it moves through your body, enjoying the way that it feels as you become, aroused from things that you normally wouldn't, accepting that and pushing through it is what, because sex on the left-hand path for sex magic is bringing that into the tangible. So allow yourself. If you see someone walking past, or if you see something happen, or, you see something on television that stimulates you a little bit, don't get shy about it. Don't get shy about it. Don't feel bad that you were aroused from the fruit aisle in the grocery store, or whatever it is for you. Don't get too hung up on those happenings, because that's literally our nature. We are to be in a state of orgasmic bliss or close to it most of our lives. In order to receive enlightenment, you have to be in that place. So, one of the books that Brother New pulls from often, Demons of the Flesh, talks about exceptional measures are needed to awaken full consciousness under such inauspicious conditions. So when we do have all of this repression coming from the Western world to silence us sexually, and to not congratulate us for being sexual creatures or speaking freely about it, when you have all of these factors against you, seeking the adverse on the left-hand path is just that. We're taking that and transforming it into power for ourselves. That's what we're doing. It's basically the view of sex and its practices are so warped and suppressed, and it's not just by men, women as well. This has to happen before I'll do this. I've heard people say that I will never give head. I will never give a man head until he marries me, and if that's something that you are adhering to, if it's within your boundaries, if you're on this path and you are afraid to step out of that, to challenge yourself, then this is not the path. Do it when you're ready. There are other paths. There are 1,000 other paths. This one is specifically for stepping outside of the boundaries that you normally house yourself in. We seek the adverse, but know why you're seeking the adverse. Don't just be out here randomly doing it because you just want to be, the best sex practitioner that is walking, and you have no clue of your God self. You still limit yourself. You know, you still limit yourself to externalizing your power, and you're still praying and worshiping things outside of you. Don't do it, because it's literally the essence of transformation. You know, you're getting outside of yourself. It's going to transform you at a cellular level after a while, and you're never, ever, ever going to have something that's inside of your subconscious that you won't question. Just like my brother was saying, every single thing that comes about needs to be dug up instantly. And when you get on the left-hand path and you start doing flesh rites for that transformation, it's going to happen. Why do I feel so bad when I see a couple, a lesbian couple? Why do I feel so bad? Why does the fact that this person identifies as whatever they do, why does that bother me? That is always going to happen when you start performing physical rites to be able to achieve that. It should, you know. You shouldn't be able to condemn a person. I hear left-hand path occultists on here all the time. Oh, I'm not with that gay shit. What type of left-hand path occultist are you? What is going on?
Bingo.
I'm like, really? You're like, oh, I'm not with that gay shit. Are you serious? You know, that's like so borderline basic. You know, come on. Like this is not the you know, we're questioning the aspects of our life on purpose. We're doing this on purpose. And if you feel like you're not comfortable with that, then I'm not saying this isn't the path for you, but I'm saying you do have to give yourself space to explore that. We have our foundations and we have the ground that we stand on, and we know exactly what we will and won't accept. But if you're not willing to challenge that, you gotta check yourself. Seriously. You know, there are certain things that have come up within me that I actually wanted to, you know, want to explore more. And there are certain things that I'll share, certain things that I won't share, you know. And it's like, really, one of the things was, you know, how far do I push, you know, when something bothers me? How far do I push? And stepping into a flesh rite or stepping into this path period has allowed me to not even think about that anymore. I'm pushing past it. I will fake it till I make it. And then once I make it, I can look back at my growth and see this is why, you know. It's a great practice for those that, you know, have also themselves experienced, you know, not necessarily being accepted. It's a great practice for those that have experienced people that have been less of accommodating to them for their life choices, you know, because as I spoke about that, you have to come from the other place and say, well, this is the path that I choose, and there are going to be people that don't like it, but guess what? I can work through not giving a fuck, honestly, because they are going to have their archaic views of whatever is happening in the world 24/7 for the rest of their lives. Let them stay stuck. You know, moving through that while performing specific rites to put yourself in that position is what we're doing. You know, so just like we talked about all of the other, I'm sorry, it's so dark. Just like we talked about all the other things, we have to embrace the reality. You know, we're breaking down the facade that's been built up by the collective unconscious in every aspect of what we're doing. Am I not right, brother? Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Amen.
So yeah, we're breaking down the facade of what's been built up. And the only place that you start that is within your own mind. So if it bothers you every time you go to work and you know that you are the way that you live is not in the best interest of your boss. If you see your boss walks by you every day with a, you know, gross or disgusted look on his face because of the way that you do, the way that you conduct yourself, or if you're being condemned for using sex as a tool to get money or to empower yourself, using your body to be able to do anything that you want to do is bothering someone else. If it cuts you to your core and you can't go another day without this person accepting you, then you need the work as well. So that's all I wanted to say. I just really wanted to say that part.
Appreciate that. That's very informational. We need that. Especially, I think a lot of women need to hear that part. And I think you did a great service in sharing that and helping many. All right, so let's see what's the next part we're going into. Wait a second, 1 second. I lost this page here. All right. All right, the practice of self-magic, Jesus. The practice of sex magic with a partner for self-awareness, self-esteem to boost the deific self, mindset, and self-actualization. Who would like to comment on this part? The practice of sex magic with a partner for self-awareness, self-esteem to boost the deific self, the mindset, and self-actualization.
Yes.
I mean, that should,
Go ahead,
that should always be a goal. I mean, that should always be a fucking thing that you're trying to do, try to attain. You see what I'm saying? So, in doing that, you know what I mean, any sexual encounters, you know what I'm saying? Let's just stay on that. It should be to amplify all your godly attributes. You know what I mean? Because, like, you know what I'm saying? We want to talk about, like, being prepared. How would you try to, like, prepare yourself for this? Look in the mirror and ask yourself, who am I? You should, the response should be, I am. You know what I'm saying? I am what? I'm God. Okay, go out your motherfucking day and prove that shit to yourself. Act like it. Act like it in every engagement that you have with humanity. Everything you should do should be godly. That's who you are at your base level. You know what I mean? So the mindset of that, you put that with, you know what I'm saying, with sex, it's just to amplify your godly attributes. You trying to transform from God to something else, something that we don't even have a name for, that's comprehended by the human mind. You see what I'm saying? By our consciousness is so far within, you know what I'm saying, the evolutionary stage of humanity. So you're trying to transform, you're trying to grow, you're trying to become, period. You see what I'm saying? You're trying to break all boundaries, all limitations, all social stigmas, you know what I mean? Because when it comes to, like, not giving a fuck, if that was a sport, I'd be MVP. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, who gives a fuck if you don't give a fuck? And I'm elated that I struck a nerve, because guess what's attached to that nerve? A thought form for me to extract all the emotional energy that you're giving my way. So thank you. So that type of shit, you know what I'm saying? So going about this shit, having, like, trying to amplify your godly attributes for, you know what I'm saying, self-actualization should be one of the biggest goals, and, you know what I'm saying, reaching sexual orgasm. You know what I'm saying? Just visualize that sexual orgasm is just like, you know what I'm saying, once you bust off or whatever, you know what I mean? And that shit just making you feel like, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, stick your motherfucking chest out. You know what I mean? You got a result. You know what I'm saying? You took that sexual energy, you did your thing sexually, you know what I'm saying? You had the intention behind whatever you're trying to bring forth into the world, whatever you're trying to manifest. And you had a mindset that you can't lose. You see what I'm saying? Have the mindset that you can't fail. You know what I mean? And once you do that, I mean, just going out with the sexual encounter that you're having with your woman, with your man, it's going to be essential. It's going to be easy. But maintaining that focus and understanding that you have to maintain that focus of what you are. You got to show and prove that all the time, 24/7, 365. You know what I'm saying? And thought, ways, and actions. So, like I said, with great power comes great responsibility. But if you're doing all the shadow work, if you're doing work, period, and you're making progress, you should be able to see your progression from last week. Like, I can see my progression from the last show we did. It should be constant growth, constant elevation, and knowing that you would never reach your motherfucking goal and perfection here in the flesh. That should be a challenge. That should be a goal. That should excite you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, just the concept of sexual magic itself should amp you up. It should, you know what I'm saying? You should be amped up off that shit, because there ain't nothing in this world greater than having an appreciation displayed or shown to you from your woman. That right there is enough for me to get my dick rock hard and knowing I satisfy my woman or women, period. As a man, I love that. That amplifies me. I want to make them, you know what I'm saying, congratulate me in all forms and facets in my lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? That motivates me. That inspires me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to get X-rated a little bit. Ain't nothing like motivation, you know what I'm saying, from pussy, period. You know what I mean? Because, like, straight up, like, we guys, they goddesses, that's a motherfucking goal. We need that. You know what I mean? That magical elixir that shit give off. I don't know about the rest of y'all niggas, but nigga, I love that type of shit. You know, that's the goal. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal down here. Down here in the flesh, this is an alchemical transformation that we going through. So, this is what I'm saying. Do what thou wilt, but do it with responsibility and having, you know what I'm saying, integrity and behind the power that you will. You know what I'm saying? Don't Don't be a bull in a china shop. You know what I'm saying? Have precision when you know what I'm saying, when you having sex. Have a goal. You know what I'm saying? Experiment with things, add new things to your repertoire, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And knowing that you set that goal out, you set the intention behind it, accompanied with the feeling of seeing it manifest already, you can't lose. You can't lose. Understand that every sexual encounter, period, should be to amplify yourself. It should be to bring you more power. It's to unlock dormant DNA that you got, you know what I'm saying? To get them downloads and shit like that. That's what it's all about, you know what I mean? So every second of your life, in my opinion, should be ritualized, you know what I mean? Because this shit can be gone in a minute, because it don't stop after the body drop. Because, you know what I'm saying, when we in the astral, you still got motherfucking work to do. Right. You know, take that shit serious. Take that motherfucking shit serious, and understand that you down here, you supposed to do some motherfucking work. Because once you get up top, if you don't know shit, you getting fucked up. It don't stop. That's a topic for another show. Right. Understanding that after this body drop, it's work to be done. And if you ain't doing that shit, niggas out here getting fucked up. So straight up. So understand the goal here. Understand the goal down here in the flesh is, you know what I'm saying, alchemical transformation. That's why you came down here. That's why you control. That's why you created this place. It's for your motherfucking alchemical transformation. And you know what I'm saying, in order to do that's the biggest catalyst for that, the biggest amplifier for transformation is sexual magic. You know what I mean? In the physical and in the astral. It's all about growth. It's all set a motherfucking goal, man. Set a motherfucking goal that you want to do. You know what I mean? And go do it. One thing that I forgot to bring up the first time is that in preparing these concepts of sexual magic, I don't know if any other motherfucker used it. I send out thought forms to my wife to get her excited to me without me even saying anything, without me even being in the same room. Or, you know what I'm saying, I send thought forms to her sexually that's going to stimulate her and make her excited when she see me come home from work. Or once we put the motherfucking kids to sleep at night, it's already there that she, you know, all them thought forms or whatever is already there. The persuasion, the sexual seduction, the shit I sent her, you know what I'm saying, through a text or whatever. That, you know what I'm saying, I might say I love you. That shit might have been fucking accompanied with a whole bunch of other thought forms to get her, you know what I'm saying, might want to give me head tonight without me even saying nothing. Just to excite her sexually to bring about the result of amplifying that sexual encounter with my wife to get the result I want at the end of it. You see what I'm saying? I use mind control. I use all kind of different measures with my shit. You know, that's just the shit I be doing. I get a lot of results from that, but that's some advanced type of shit. You just gotta prepare yourself and think ahead and see your goal manifesting and just carry that shit out step by step. You can't lose. You see what I'm saying? If I tell motherfuckers tomorrow they're gonna be a billionaire if you just wake up in the morning and shit, just go to work. Go to motherfucking work and get your $1 billion when you get the motherfucking ring. That hard. Just carry the shit out and have a goal, and you can't fucking lose. But be excited. Who not excited about sexual energy? You know what I mean? Like straight up, like we in springtime, it's sundress season. That energy already should be amplified. But take that energy, harness it for constructive use. You know what I'm saying? You want to absorb that energy. You don't want to just be busting us willy-nilly and shit, because your energy is just everywhere. It's not in control. You know what I'm saying? You got to be set. You got to slay APEP. And the metaphor for that is taking that sexual chaotic energy and putting it to order. You see what I'm saying? It takes a strong mind to do that. It takes a lot of focus and intention behind that shit, but have a goal and carry it out. And understand the power that you hold. And understand the sexual energy that we have. This is melanated people, period. I mean, look at all that we created off of that alone. Just look at humanity itself. You know what I'm saying? Just look what we did. You know what I mean? So understand the power that you hold and the responsibility that you hold. And I'm telling you, having an intention behind that shit, going to any sexual encounter that you have with a man or woman, is to self-actualize yourself. It's to add more power to your godly attributes. That's who we are, right? That's the shit we talk about. We live in this shit, literally. We literally live in this shit. And it's all about knowing that this is not your motherfucking ceiling. It's levels to this shit. And at the motherfucking base level of this shit is you being God. So just amp yourself up and build the motherfucking bridges and the motherfucking shit that you need necessary down here to complete your alchemical transformation. That's it. What you got, Lilith?
What else? I mean, why else are we on this path? You know, because we seek the divinity within ourselves. You know, we're doing purposeful things to seek the divinity within ourselves. And these practices, like, you know, using the power of the mind to be able to stimulate that sexual energy, to be able to gain more momentum from it. You know, things like that is just all tapping into the God aspect. So it's just flexing that muscle, using different things that are actually changing the way that our minds are already wired and the way that they've been programmed to think, to be able to do the adverse, you know. And that's the breakdown. That's exactly what it is, you know. It's mental transformation, but we seeking the divinity within doesn't necessarily have to be something that is done in a ritual space. Just like my brother was talking about, it should be 24/7. You should be proclaiming to him, to yourself, through every action that you do, every encounter that you have. You should be confirming your self-dedication. You know, you should be confirming that. You should be able to take the godly road, is how I call it. You know, you should be able to take the high road on certain situations. You know, you should be able to develop a sense of whatever goes on inside of me, I control. And I control whatever comes to me because I brought it to me. So whatever I condense is within my power to manipulate, period. Like, you know, there's nothing else that comes to you. There's nothing else that's going to be able to affect you without you using that godlike power to be able to break it down, find out why it happened. You know, it's not just saying, oh, I'm a god and whatever I say is created instantly in front of me. If I want a bunny rabbit, here it comes jumping towards me. It's about being able to say, let me take the steps to cure this in my mind, because I have the power to be able to change my reality and stand firm on it. Nothing that happens to me is not, it's malleable. You know, we can change whatever happens in our realities because of that, of which we've tapped into. So it's not about, you know, it's not about saying, well, oh, God, this is so fucked up, or messed up, or whatever, you know, whatever has happened, you know, oh gosh, let me just let the waves of life crash over me. Take the initiative. You know, with sex magic on the left-hand path, boosting the self-confidence is really, really, really important. And I think one thing that I wanted to talk about too, as far as self-confidence is that being able to stimulate yourself to reach higher levels of orgasmic pleasure is always going to change. You might have been with somebody for a long time, married for a long time and happy, you know, but or been with your boyfriend or girlfriend or partner for a long time and happy, but, you know, certain periods come where, you know, there might need to be some pepper thrown in there, you know, spice it up a little bit. And being able to support that person through your disconnect is very, very, it's vital. So find what you like about them and cultivate that. If you like the way that he speaks, if he has a very beautiful, like, you know, really nice, earthy baritone or whatever speaking voice, let him read to you. You know, tell him, do something different. You know, do something different. If you love the way that her hair looks when it's a certain color, you know, tell her how beautiful she is with that red hair instead of the, I don't know, green hair, whatever, you know. You know, if it is her legs, or if it's the way that she walks, or if she used to be at a certain level and she's let that slip because there's been, you know, kids, and she's been going through a lot of things and she's stressed out, you know, support her to be able to get back to what you want to see. Love her through it, or work, you know, work Tantra through it. Breathe life into her, breathe energy into those spaces to cultivate them, so you can get walking through the door what you want, if you're not going to leave her. So, you know, just supporting your partner on the partner that you're with. If it's a long-term partner, building self-esteem when it's just something that's quick. If you're picking a partner, if you just want to do, you know, sex magic to build yourself, and you don't necessarily have to tell that person what you're practicing, you know, that's another side to it. You know, you don't necessarily have to say, hi, oh, I met you at the club, and can you call me so that we can talk about some sex magic? They'll probably never call you. Because they're going to be scared, you know, they don't know. So, you know, you don't necessarily have to disclose what you're doing mentally, while you are in that act, as long as everything is consensual and safe and all of that. But you know, if you're in an act with someone and you want to use their energy for mental transformation, what drew them to you? He saw you and was like, oh my God, those lips. I can't without those lips. I need them. You know, let that boost you up in your mind so that the next time you step out of your house or step into a situation where you have to be fortified in that way, you are highlighting your lips because you just got that boost of energy from a person. You may not have to talk to this person again, but that person served their purpose. You know, thank you. You know, you have to also, you know, protect yourself when you are doing this, because we are very, very, you know, it's because it is a path that is meant for spiritual enlightenment in gaining the knowledge of the God self. You cannot let the woes of humans that have this attached to them interject. So if you are dealing with someone that is giving you grief, that is, you know, that is irritating you or whatever's going on, and then you go and try to have sex magic with them, it's not going to be effective. You need to make sure that you're in the correct mental state. That boosts your confidence as well, because you enter it as the god or the goddess. I have complete control over the situation, no matter who you are or where you are or what's going on. You know, maybe you don't know about it, but you know, everything was safe and consensual, and I took what I needed, and I'm out of here. So you just have to make sure that you're not up against something that you can't deal with, you know, while you're on a spiritual path. While you're out just having fun, you know, if you're just out having fun, do with that will. But if you're doing it for spiritual gain, then you have to make sure that this person is not going to be somebody that you're going to have to deal with stress attached to, you know, or whatever attached to. Find somebody that's worthy so that you don't have to be stressed out. And that's all I wanted to say about the about, you know, supporting yourself and raising your self-esteem.
All right, appreciate that. Well, for the sake of time, I'm going to go around here and take questions from the people assembled this evening. For sake of time, only one question, please. Only one question, and then address who you're asking the question to. Whether it's Rogue Titan, whether it's Cosmic Serpent, or myself, address that individual and one question at a time so that we can get around to everybody and be fair so everybody can ask their question. So we're limited to one question. All right, let us begin. We're gonna start up here with Mercer Sarah. See if it works first and foremost. Hold on. Okay, Mercer Sarah, do you have any questions?
No.
All right, appreciate it. All right. Necro Cannon, do you have any questions?
No, I have no questions. Just a superb class. Like, just took notes. That's all I can say.
All right, appreciate that. Demetrius,
Yes.
questions, comments?
Not a question. I just want to share something since Lilith and Samael have been in the air lately. I've been seeing a lot of that being shared, so I'm going to share something from a write I did back in 2016. It's a mantra that I'm wanting to share, dealing with sex magic, since we're talking about that. This is a mantra. I'll type it in the chat. It is a mantra of the divine union. It is Auma Suduma. That came to me during a write I did with Samael and Lilith. This is something that will be chanted, and you will raise the ecstasy of the divine infernal union up the spine and the crown. You may use this with your sex magical practices or alone. You don't have to use it in sex magic. It's completion. It brings completion to you. So use it, enjoy it, experiment with it, play with it, practice with it. It is extremely highly charged, so see what you get out of it.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. Definitely better send that to me, brother. You better send that to me, brother.
Oh, yes.
All right. Appreciate that, Demetrius. All right. KG, you coming next. KG, how you doing?
Hi, I already wrote my question in the comments section. I really appreciated what Cosmic Serpent said. Also about the breathing exercises. I've been looking for something to do every morning. So I'd really appreciate if you have a link to it or a video with the yoni breathing. I'd appreciate that. That's it. Thank you.
And Cosmic Serpent, real quick, can you type in there the name of the book? Because I think that's what KG was asking, the name of the Queen of Fool book.
Yes, bro, I don't know how to type in here.
Okay. Tell me what it is so I can type it.
Okay. It is Healing an Angry Vagina.
Healing an Angry Vagina, yes.
By
Jeez, what the heck was that?
I know.
Angry vagina.
That's real angry. Sound like a straight crazy angry. All right, so Healing Angry Vagina by Queen of Fool, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right.
And also for this sister, if you want videos, just and links, just email me thecosmicserpent7@gmail.com, and I'll send you whatever I have. Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Let's go to Jaja. Jaja, who's still got plastic wrap around her iPad. All right.
I don't have any questions. I just took a whole bunch of notes, so I'm just glad to be here and miss you guys.
All right.
Questions.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, let's go up. Right, that's not gonna work. All right, let's go to Pedro.
Hello?
Pedro, any questions?
No, I don't really got no questions. I just want to go back to the comment section, regarding the issue of pornography.
Yeah.
And I realized it took me a little while to understand it, because I always thought that it was maybe my my smoking habit or maybe my diet. But then, come to find out that it was actually my that pornography really does drain a lot of your sexual energy. It really does. And it took me a while to realize that. And especially like when I'm engaging with my partners, I realized that it would just take me forever, like literally forever, to just like reach that climax. And I realized because of that pornography, because of that pornography habit, that, what I'm saying, I would just keep going and going and going and going. And then my partner, she, that angry vagina you guys were just talking about, that I would, I would piss it off. So that's really all I got to say.
All right, appreciate that. Jennifer, you're coming next.
I don't have any questions. I just want to thank you guys. Thank you.
You're
We're
welcome.
just listening. We're just listening.
All right, perfect. You and the kitty? What's the kitty's name?
Sunset.
All right, cool.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, she left. Kitty
She
left.
did leave.
All right, speaking of kitty, Earth Moon Kitty, you're next.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. I don't have any questions.
All right, I appreciate it though. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Let's see who's next. Okay, here we go. Duma, you're next. Any questions?
The only question I had is, how do you build up the momentum to how do you build up the momentum, and then how do you like stop it? Because with most men, building up the momentum, and then you automatically want to release it. So how do you get to that point of that part of mastery? This can be for anybody.
All right, I'll take a gander at this one. Self-discipline. You got to have discipline, meaning discipline is not something that happens overnight. It takes practice. So you have to build up to that point. You may get to that point in a few times. You may let loose. But eventually, if you keep practicing, you will learn how not to let it go. Second, you want to do the Mula Bandha, okay?
Right.
Mula Bandha is basically from the perineum area of your body, okay? The perineum is basically that fleshy part between the anus and the sexual organ. That part that sometimes you hold because you have to urinate, but you can't let loose, right? Because you may be far away from a bathroom. Instead of just holding it, you start to flex it, okay? You contract it, you flex it, you contract it and flex it, and it stimulates you, raises the energy up, but it doesn't send overwhelming energy up that's too hard to handle or control at one time. It's like you're controlling the mechanism, and it's almost like a pumping mechanism where you're pumping energy up to the next level, which is between the abdomen and heart chakra, that area. You're building up to send up the energy, but it's not all at one time. It's a little bit at a time, okay? So you want to start practicing bandha locks. Start with the Mula Bandha, and then once you get that more down packed, hit one of us up, and we'll share to you how to do the second bandha lock. I'm not going to go too far because first we got to start at the root, okay? But that will essentially help you in having more control over ejaculating or not ejaculating, all right? All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. JR, who's bopping his head, listening to some good music over there. You got any questions? You hear me? You got any questions, brother?
All right. No, I don't have any questions. I'm listening and learning. It was a real good talk tonight. I was touched on some very, very important things like focus and your intention, and the preparation too. The preparation part, Cosmic Serpent, that was very, very well said earlier. And the intensity Rose Titan spoke about. That's very important. Responsibility and knowing you want to be power, continue to grow in every way, and just directing that energy into that. So very good, and very good.
All right. Thank you, brother.
Appreciate that.
All right.
Good looking, bro.
Thank you.
Coldfield Blue, how you doing, brother? Hold on. No, I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah, I don't think I can hear him. We're having technical difficulties hearing you. Check if your phone's muted, because sometimes it mutes. If not, yeah, okay. He's checking.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Coldfield Blue, is that you?
Yes.
All right, go ahead. Any questions?
I don't have any questions at the time. I appreciate all the good game.
All right, appreciate it, brother.
My nigga.
Cozy.
All right, so Coldfield Blue, by the way, is the brother that I was playing these awesome beats the last couple shows I did. If you're an MC, get with him. Got awesome beats. He even got beats for meditation, hip hop meditation beats, which really I've been using a lot. So appreciate all that to Coldfield Blue. You'll be the first to know when we start that hip hop occult show when Brother and Rogue Titan and I get together. And start the channel's up. We just got to do a show, and you'll be one of the first guests that we're gonna invite. All right. Okay. Appreciate that. All right, let me go to. All it says is iPhone. It doesn't have a name yet.
Goddamn Russian bot. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What's going on?
So we're gonna. Any questions? iPhone. I'm just gonna call you iPhone. Any questions?
Questions? Yeah, I do. Well, a name instead of using iPhone, just call me Saturday.
All right, Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, I got here late, so I missed like a lot of shit now. But when doing like the work, I'm like big into dreams. Like I'll have a dream and I'll think about that shit like for like the longest. But how do I start to like control them? You know, like what are some steps to like starting to, instead of just having like random dreams, start having like tapping into things that I specifically want or intend to have? And anybody can answer that question. It doesn't matter.
All right, I'm gonna let all three of us answer that because I know we all three got perspective on that. I'll just go first. Programming. You got to program your mind before you go to sleep to program exactly what you want to dream about. Now, people will be like, yeah, but you can't do it. Yes, you can. You can program your mind to do anything. Even in the sleep state, before you go into the sleep state, you can program your mind. In other words, you create an affirmation. You could create a small ritual you do before you lay or rest your head for bed. You do this over and over. Eventually, you're going to gain control over it. It may not happen immediately, but the more you program your mind before sleep, you'll eventually start to gain control over your dream. Okay? Rogue Titan.
Simple, man. Like you said, to build off of the reprogramming your subconscious mind, what I recommend is you study up on subliminal affirmations while you're asleep, playing them in your headphones at a low volume. Try to it's going to seduce and finesse your subconscious mind to be able to take in these affirmations for lucid dreaming, perhaps. It's going to amplify the feeling of you being in control in the driver's seat in your dream, being able to manifest and create instantaneously about what you're thinking about, you know what I'm saying, what you're seeing within your dream. That, first and foremost, to me, you're going to have to reprogram your subconscious mind and know that you can do this. Know that there's aspects of your mind that's just operating automatically. You're not even aware of it. And that plays a big role in your spiritual growth and cultivation of your consciousness. So by weaponizing the sleeping patterns, knowing that, I don't know how many years it is, they say we spend asleep or whatever in a lifetime, but know that, go to sleep with an intention and being able to, I'm going to be in control of this motherfucking dream tonight. You know what I mean? Write that shit down, repeat it as affirmations in the bathroom or whatever. And to amplify that even further, listen to some subconscious reprogramming that's going to, you know what I'm saying, that's going to bring about the change in the neuron chemistry within your brain to be able to generate that feeling and putting you in the driver's seat, in the director's seat in your dreams. And it's going to happen. I've been doing this shit for years. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't even know what it's like not to be in control of my dream. That's fucking scary as shit to think about. I'm not in control of my motherfucking dream. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that is no more. But I'm telling you, you can do this shit, and it's fucking candy land once you do that shit. Once you realize you know what I'm saying, you collapse in your reality instantaneously like that. Knowing that shit, you're gonna have to understand something, have a sound mind, you know what I'm saying, know that, you know what I mean, everything can come up, you know what I mean, you're doing, that's very helpful in shadow work, because when you know what I'm saying, program your dream, whatever that you got that's hitting, it's gonna show up. And it's up to you to do what the fuck you need to do about that shit when it do show up. So understand that shit. I mean, people that say they want to do that shit, you gotta be doing some shadow work with that shit. It's gonna bring up a lot, but know that it's possible. I mean, you're God, so you're supposed to be in control of your motherfucking dreams, like straight up. So study that shit, prepare yourself mentally, you know what I'm saying, physically for that shit. Weaponize your sleeping patterns, write the affirmations out, read them in the mirror, whatever you need to do to get you prepared to, you know what I'm saying, have that mindset. And you're gonna get results. Like, you know what I'm saying, Ravana said, like, it's not gonna start off, you know what I'm saying, just like anything, you building up the bench press 300 pounds, you gotta start at the, you know what I'm saying, at the bar. But keep that shit up, you know what I mean? And once you get up, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna get the motherfucking result. You're gonna get the goal. Know that.
Yeah,
what you got?
Yeah, what happened about like a few weeks ago, I was dreaming, and it was almost as if I was in a hotel room, and these two white people walking down the hallway. And it's like I'm flying behind them, you know what I'm saying? But I'm weak. You know, I can like just lift up my arm like I was a baby almost, you know, and like I'm flying like above them and like going below, kind of like a bird almost. And they go into a room and this cleaning lady's in there, and I wake up, you know, and I was in control of it, you know. I just had to go up and down and all like that. And so again, it's like an example of lucid dreaming, but I wasn't like, I didn't tell myself that night before I was going to do that. So it's kind of like a randomness, right?
The same, like, see, we do this naturally all the time. It's not like you did some accidental remote viewing type of shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
kind of, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? They just cleaned up a fucking orgy that just went down and shit. You just flying over to see what the fuck they doing, cleaning lady and shit. Well, hey, were they Mexican?
No, they were white.
Now think about this. When you do that, when you do these lucid dreams, I'm gonna say this shit real quick. Be as descriptive of your environment as possible, to the smallest detail. What you smell, what you taste in the air, what you touching, what it feel like. I'm telling you, that's gonna amplify and build the confidence that you actually doing this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, sky's the limit once you start to prove that shit to yourself. But you can do this, man. Know that shit.
All right, also, let me say this before I go to Cosmic Serpent. Brother Demetrius sparked some things when he was typing here. You can use a sigil to program yourself before sleep. All right, you can
actually, my name is Sierra.
Okay.
And one thing I found out is in the 72 Goetic demons, there's a sigil of Sierra, you know, and the shit fucked me up. You know, I just boom.
No, that's actually great because it resonates with you. You have a connection with that.
That's cool.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So use the sigil magic. You can also invoke Morpheus, right? Who's connected to the god of dreams. You embody that shit. Embody Morpheus. Become like the Morpheus. Okay? Ampu or Anubis is also connected to the dream world, subconscious mind. You can get an Ampu, a little statue or something, put it next to your bed before you go to sleep. Use that to program self-mastery and control in your dream. So keep that in mind. Now, you got to remember when that situation you had, it's more of like an out-of-body experience. Could have been an astral projection. It's more than a lucid dream because whenever you start moving up and down in dreams and stuff like that, you're actually traveling. You understand? You're not just having a lucid dream. When you start to travel, move directions, you're actually having more of like an astral projection or out-of-body experience. Okay? So that may be a natural gift you have. You may want to look into that. I've done a couple videos on that. I have a video that you can look up that actually goes over doing astral projection and things of that nature. Okay?
Yeah.
But you might want to definitely look into that because that what you had was more than a lucid dream. Trust me. Also, let's see. All right, so just work on that. Okay? And Demetrius said one last thing. When you're in that state, if you see those kind of people or things like that again, devour them. Use the vampiric magic and devour those people in your dream. Remember, dreams are 95, and I've said this before, 95% of dreams are about you. Always remember that. Those people in the dream were not so much people. They might have been things within you that you need to, that basically you might not be paying attention to. They may be issues from the past or whatever the case may be. In your dream, you symbolize them or created a symbol of them as Caucasians, right? But it resonates with something within your subconscious mind, unconscious mind that you have to pay attention to because 95% of your dreams are always about you. They're just symbols. So even if you see someone in your dream that you personally know, that person, the dream is not about them. You're taking that person and creating, they're an archetype. They represent a character in your life, but it's about yourself. They're the character that's reflecting back upon you about something you're not focusing or looking at within yourself. Even if you see your mother in your dream, it's not so much about your mother. It may be about you. You may be having issues with your mother, but it comes out in a dream that your mother shows up in the dream and she's talking to you or sharing things. You understand? So what a good thing to do is take your dreams, write them in a journal, go back into there, and then look at your dreams every week and start to try to decipher the symbols within your dream. And it'll start to make more sense because as you start to realize these symbols, it's a puzzle that you're trying to put together. Your subconscious mind, your unconscious is using these symbols for you to put the puzzle together for some work, some information, something that is trying to get your attention, but it's using, and it's not something, it's your true self is using the dream world to communicate, because your conscious mind, meaning your waking mind, is distracted by the everyday events of our life. So the true self uses the subconscious to share what it's trying to communicate with you for you to focus on. All right? Let me, Cosmic Serpent.
Yeah, I think that the most has been said about it. That's exactly just going into it with intent, weaponizing your sleeping patterns, knowing what you're listening to or how you're feeling. But the one thing that I wanted to add was dream recall, strengthening that muscle. So as soon as you wake up, whether it happened to you as intensely as it did, if you were, visiting a place, or maybe it was something attached to something else that's going on in your life, no matter what it is, if you were in a flower field or whatever, just write everything down and give yourself time to recall that and trust what you're recalling. Just strengthen that muscle, and then over and over and over again, and then you'll be able to gain more control, because you can decode it. When you start to look back over what happened, things will kind of match up. So just do that intentionally, and give yourself that moment in the morning to always write it down, no matter if you've seen a friggin' whatever, if it was just something insignificant, just do it anyway and give yourself the time to recall it.
All right. Appreciate that, everyone. All right, let's go to Tonio. Antonio, you're next.
Yo, what's going on?
Chillin'. You got any questions?
So I honestly missed most of the class. I got the time zones wrong for some reason. I'm trying to get used to that, but I got a couple of questions. But it was I think you kind of answered them with the programming of your dreams, and but one thing I want to talk about is like sleep paralysis, because the first time I really astral projected was when sleep paralysis happened to me. So it was like, it's like when you feel suffocated and it feel like something is just you can't move and you can't talk. So I just kind of let that take over, because I found out like the history about it and all that, and I just kind of just let it take me. And next thing I know, I feel like I'm getting warped out of my body, and I can see myself in my bed sitting up, and it was crazy. But I just say to say I don't really know how to control that yet. That's what I'm trying to get to. So but y'all, Rogue Titan and Revived Nut, y'all both said some good things about just programming your dreams, and I'll be doing that actually before I go to bed. I got a notebook with affirmations and things like that. Sticky notes everywhere around my room. Astral project is write everything that I want to think before I go to sleep down, so I can see it before I go to bed. But it's just, I don't know. It's hard to program my dream every single night, but it's just I don't really have fully control over it yet.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to figure it out.
All right. Well, with sleep paralysis, that happens quite often, more often than people think. There's a scientific explanation, of course. There's always scientific explanation, but the scientific explanation takes you away from the fact that you might have been had an out-of-body experience, or you might have been astral projecting, and something frightened you. Normally, it's some kind of energy that frightened the heck out of you.
Exactly.
You came back into your body too quickly.
Right.
And what happens is your etheric body, is trying to recalibrate itself back to the physical body, and you're basically in between where you're stuck. What happens also is while you're stuck, you open the door or a gateway to interdimensions or other dimensions, and you start to see demons or spirits or things like that, and you feel a pressure on your chest where it feels like they're sitting on your chest. You can't move. Sometimes it could be on your back. Those things happen. What you have to do is maintain control the most you can and do deep breathing in that moment. Breathe deeply in your nose and out your mouth, but breathe deep down into your diaphragm, and you'll start to recalibrate your body where you'll gain control of your body again. Okay? But it is something that does happen quite often, but normally it's a fright. Something happens, and what happens is you're traveling, your astral body, your physical body reacts by adrenaline charging through your body, which throws off what's happening. And it happens too quickly, so that's where the sleep paralysis comes from. As far as you gaining control of your dreams, you heard, a lot of what we suggested. Just keep doing that and come up with other things that you may have, like you did, notes around your room, different things like that. Always personalize anything anybody tells you, personalize it and create, your own based on that. But anybody else want to interject?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying, being creative in how you're gonna take control. You know what I'm saying? Like, say for example, if you're feeling like you're not in control of that shit, you might want to create a scenario. You might want to embody a motherfucker that symbolizes control. You know what I mean? It could be any superhero that's, you know what I'm saying, you grew up admiring. It could be any person that you admire in your life, somebody that takes charge of any situation. Like for me personally, I mean, I use Lucifer. I am Lucifer. I body that shit. You know what I mean? But like, just being in control, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand, first and foremost, that's who you are. I don't give a fuck how you feel about that shit, but eventually you will build up that knowingness of that self-knowingness, that self-deification. That's who you are. So you in control of this shit anyway. It's about remembering that shit and attaching the thought to that motherfucking reality and, you know what I'm saying, and embodying that shit. You see what I'm saying? So having that self-deification mindset of going in your dream and any motherfucking a shadow come up, they ain't nothing but aspects of yourself that's you know what I'm saying, that's split off for you to recalibrate and absorb back into yourself anyway. You see what I'm saying? So like, that's one of the things. I used to have sleep paralysis all the time growing up and shit. And you know what I'm saying? Like Ravana was talking about the fear and adrenaline that you have when you actually projecting would bring you back into the shit. And then you're going to be, you're not being able to move. But the confidence that you build up and not being afraid of looking at the concept of fear and of devouring fear. And then you're going to devour that, whatever that, it ain't shit, but what it is, these scenarios that we set up down here, whether we know it or not, are to open us up. Are like these shadow entities that we see ain't nothing but aspects of ourselves that we set up in our fucking lifetime to bring us for our alchemical transformation. And they will appear to you as some scary type of shit. That all that means, it's a great thing, because that means you got work to do. And that's great. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about doing work and taking that dark aspect that you seeing and understand that that's what you are. You know what I'm saying? And once you understand that shit, the veil drops. Once your confidence rise up and you understand there ain't nothing to be afraid of and all these aspects of my, you know what I'm saying, within my subconscious mind, and I'm creating my reality, you know what I'm saying, through symbolism and shit like that, which is the language of the subconscious mind, sky's the limit. Now your confidence gonna be up. Now you're gonna be able to, you actually project anyway. Now you're gonna be consciously actually projecting with no motherfucking fear. Being able to, then it's Candyland. It's like motherfucking Ready Player One. What you wanna do, who you wanna be, what you wanna develop, what you wanna embody. You know what I'm saying? You got the universe, you got the higher motherfucking imagination of humanity at your motherfucking disposal. With great power comes great responsibility. You see what I'm saying? Doing shadow work, I'm telling you, going through, breaking the barriers within your subconscious mind of what you believe is actually attainable for you, that's what you're gonna have to do. But once you clear that shit, once you constantly, consistently doing shadow work, it ain't nothing that you can't do, because you everything. You know what I'm saying? It's all about remembering that shit and building the confidence and self-deification and showing improving on the astral when you're doing your shit, that's who you are. Because you're gonna be challenged. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna be, you gotta be solid on those fucking shit you stand on. The shit that we talking about up down here, the shit I'm talking about. Now I constantly gotta show and prove that shit on what I am. This shit around me waiting for any motherfucking inch of having no confidence, a doubt, or fear. It's gonna be some wars going on up in that motherfucker. So I gotta be solid with this shit all the way. But it's fun, you know what I'm saying? It's absolutely fucking elated to even thinking about. You see what I'm saying? But it's all about the mindset, you know what I mean? So you can do this shit. You've been doing it. So any Be comfortable with the dark. Be comfortable with the shadow. Be comfortable with the monster, the demonic. All that shit is aspects of your powerful ass self. That's all it is. Cause you everything. You know what I mean? We God. We every fucking thing. So understand that shit. Have, like, you know what I'm saying? Be aggressive with that shit. Be amped up. You know what I mean? What you got? What you got, Lilith?
I was just gonna say the exact same thing you're gonna say at the end. Just know that your power is as much as that fear kind of made you, it shocked you a little bit, or maybe changed the pattern of how you were thinking at that time. Know that you created that with your mind as well. So as the factor of being able to manipulate yourself to have those emotions that are attached to whatever you're creating, that's your confirmation right there, because it's something that you condensed. So, you know, just like the brothers were saying, both of them were saying, you know, using that as a weaponized kind of tactic and tool, next time something happens like that, you know, interact with it and just know that the reason why you're here is because you need to be, you know, and you've done that. The power of your mind is, yeah, the power of your mind is that's your confirmation right there. It didn't, you know, it didn't come from somewhere else. If you can create that, what else can you do? You know, what else can you do? Where else can you go? How far can you push it? You know, using certain aspects of yourself to be able to, you know, empower yourself through that is all. It's amazing, and this is literally the path that will progress you to that. Being able to challenge that, because most people have some questions like that or have experienced things like that, and they're too afraid to even address it. You know, they say it's a demonic spirit and they wanted to get prayed out of them and all kinds of nonsense.
I mean,
but
I got some. Well, let me interject one thing on that. Like, first time it ever happened to me, I feel like I was like 9 years old, and when I slipped out of it, it was like a voice that said like, "I'm gonna get you," but that type of stuff was like, so like it numbed me to it, like, because it happened so many times that it's like I'm not even scared of it no more. It's just like like if I can take control over that, what I gotta be scared of? That's how I see that. But
and not
that's how I got to this point.
Yeah, not if you can take control of it when you do it tonight, when it happens, or tomorrow when it happens, because tomorrow, next day down the road, you're going to be on here teaching of how to people to not, you know, be afraid of what happens during sleep paralysis. Scared the crap out of me when I was young. Honestly, 100%. What is that in the corner? What is that? I'm not kidding, so I understand.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, brother, appreciate that, man. All right, let's see who we going with next. Corey, you're next. Any questions, Corey?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Yeah, I'm actually at work, so let me step into a space. I came in a little bit late, but I guess I have a general question. I'm sorry if I missed it.
Go ahead.
During the lecture. I haven't really gotten into sex magic right yet, but you know, what I have done, I guess I should say I haven't got into it as far as like taking a partner, but what I have done, I have taken like, let's say, because with my current partner, I brought up the idea, or, you know, what do you think about tantric and all this type of stuff? But, you know, at this moment, she's not into it. So I guess my first question is, how do I begin to ease her into it as I, you know, get myself into it? And then two, you know, what I've been doing, just my own kind of thing is, you know, let's say, like I'm masturbating or whatever. I do use, you know, I do like build up thoughts or intents. And then when I finally get to ejaculate, you know, I guess it's kind of a ritual, what I do to kind of put those things in work, you kind of see. So I just want, you know, if y'all have any tips or any advice on those two questions. And again, sorry if I missed anything, I came in late. So
I'll talk about easing your partner into it. Just to answer your question, I think one of the most powerful things that you can do is to educate him, educate them on what you are actually attempting and what the reasoning is for it. Because like we talked about, how practices that have anything to do with the power of sex for transformation have really been looked at bad on, in Western culture. So it's not like, if she's knowledgeable about it and she still doesn't want to, that might have to be something that you revisit, just starting with energy work as a pair is a good place. I know there's practices where, oh babe, I got a backache, or my stomach hurts, or I got heartburn or whatever, or chest. You can work energy. Just like start as a gentle practice of working the energy, and then you can build your way up. So it's just like with anything else. You might have to start off slow and move your way up. But if she's already knowledgeable on it, and she doesn't want to, there's got to be a reason. So that's an opportunity for growth within you two to find out why, and then kind of break through that. But if she is just saying, no, I don't want to do that because that doesn't sound like something I don't want to do, I want to do, just start slow, and affirm her through why, programming. And it's not a bad thing, while she's busy out shopping, working, getting her hair done, send her a video on it. Hey, watch this, babe. Or just leave a book somewhere, or just write, create a sigil that will program her to be able to open her mind to whatever you tell her. It's not a bad thing. So, it's just about cultivating your energy, or your sexual energy together. That's it. So just start off slow. That's what I say.
Okay. And I guess follow-up question to that is, in order for it to be potent, does she need to be into it, or let's just say, could it just be? Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. Does she need to be into it, or does she need to be a willing participant? Let's say, like, we just have a regular sex, whatever. Could it just be me performing the sex match, or just, hopefully that's not confusing what I'm trying to ask.
No, absolutely not. If that's all in check with your own morality. But if you ask me, of course she doesn't have to know. She's going to get the pleasure out of it, and she's going to get the connectivity from you. It's going to be, if you don't prance out and scare her half to death, or don't let your inside slip, your inside slip. Don't lose your frame if you're not going to tell her. But just be able to, stay within that moment. No, she doesn't have to know. And just that practice of being able to manifest through that channel, it's all within your, what you deem is, acceptable. But in my opinion, absolutely not. It's going to benefit you both, because you don't have any deep-seated feelings of intent towards her. So it's going to be a beneficial practice for you. You're not doing it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, appreciate that, brother. All right, last is Smooth T from Nice and Smooth. Smooth T, you're the last one. Any questions, Smooth T?
What's up, y'all?
What up?
No questions. Good show.
All right, appreciate that. All right, so we're going to wrap this up because a brother hungry. I know some of y'all else might be hungry. Some of y'all been seen eating while we talking. That ain't fair, man. It's just not fair. Anyways, whatever. So, let me finish this off. I'll make my announcements, then I'll pass it to Cosmic Serve Rogue Titan for them to say their last comments and their contact information. Great class. This evening, I had a pleasure of just sitting back and just mostly listening to my brother and sister break it down. Sometimes I don't feel like talking at all. That was one of those evenings. And I really loved the info they shared and broke it down. That's why I was smiling a lot. Plus other reasons, but I ain't going to share that shit. But anyways, so two-ball cane. Two-ball cane. For anybody who knows what two-ball cane means, I'm going to start those classes soon. If you're curious what I'm talking about, hit me up. You'll know what two-ball cane is, all right? If you don't know, just hit me up. That's all I'm going to keep saying, two-ball cane, all right? Also on Thursday, the Vampyre class number 3, for those who signed up, get ready. I'm going to email the homework Monday, so stay tuned. Monday, the homework will be emailed back. I've been busy doing real estate stuff this week. That's why I had to cancel classes. Just closed on the 3rd property. Just got the keys. I got a lot of work to do to get that ready. So that Friday, I have a class. It's going to be called The Path of Inner Destruction, or the Sith Path of Inner Destruction. It's not so much just Sith. This going to get in there. The Path of Inner Destruction, and how to really work destroying those things that have held us back. All right. So that'll be Friday on YouTube. Next Sunday, not quite sure what we're going to talk about, y'all. So I'll get with Rogue Titan Cosmic Serpent before then to see what we're going to talk about. All right. In May, we have the brother Corleone, or Giovanni Corleone, coming on here. He's going to be breaking down Luciferianism, astral projection, Merkabah, things of that nature. That will be, I think, the first week in May, but he'll get back to me. He was going to do it this month, but something came up. All right. So thank you all for showing up. Cosmic Serpent, take it away.
Thank you, guys. Great questions. Thank everybody for watching us. Thank you, Ravana, for having me as usual. I am on Instagram. Woo! I am on Instagram, the.cosmic.serpent, and my email is thecosmicserpent7@gmail.com. And for anybody that wants the books that I talked about or anything, I will send the sister the the videos on yoni breathing. And that's it. Thank you, guys.
I appreciate that, Cosmic Serpent. Brother Rogue Titan.
Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? My name on my IG is the_rogue_titan0125. You can find me on there. My personal email is shannon.jeffries@0125@gmail.com. Hit me up with questions. And then you know that if you on my IG page, I weaponize ignorance. Understand that shit. I'm not one of these stuck-up ass occult niggas, hotep ass niggas that don't know how to have fun. You know what I'm talking about? I'm a live nigga.
Yeah.
On social media, in person. I'm gonna be talking some stupid ass shit, but it's all magic. It's all, you know what I'm saying, it's all mimetic. You gotta know how to have fun. My page is a bunch of crazy randomness ass memes, but you're gonna have some ill ass shit coming, especially this week. I'm on my Necronomicon shit. So you know what I mean? That's the type of nigga I am. I'm about fun, I'm about having fun, but I'm also about that motherfucking work. So understand that that's the foundation of my shit. So you might see some shit on there that you like, you don't like, who gives a fuck? But you know what I'm saying? If you're doing the motherfucking work, you don't give a fuck no way, you know?
Indeed, brother. Indeed. All right. So once again, I appreciate y'all showing up this evening. Thank you. If you have any questions, y'all know all our contact information. If you want any information on Tantra, Sex Magic, Demon of the Flesh, which you can't find, but myself, and I send it to Rogue Titan and Cosmic Serpent, you can get a copy of the PDF through us. And we'll see y'all on Friday on YouTube. And those for the Vampyre class, we'll see you on Thursday. All right? One.